Happy Sunday, I guess, unless you're Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's afraid that Donald Trump is trying to kill her. These people. Hey, if you're not subscribed already to this show, please do. It's free to subscribe. Just you can click subscribe on YouTube or go over to Facebook and like and follow the Dollemore Daily over there. I would appreciate it very much. Let me read this headline to you from the Daily Beast. Marjorie Taylor Greene whips conspiracy theorists into frenzy. Quote, "I'm not suicidal." The MAGA firebrand asked her supporters to play detective and figure out which, quote unquote, powerful people might want to silence her for good. Got a couple of tweets here from Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let me say, it's one of those deals where she's almost there. She's almost gotten there. She wants to claim that she's a protector, a defender, someone with righteous indignation about pedophilia and pedophiles and child rape and child trafficking. Yet she has aligned herself with Donald Trump, whose name is listed among some of the worst in the Epstein files, dozens, maybe hundreds of times. We don't know because they won't release the files. And she's saying, if I die, I'm not suicidal, but there might be foreign influences that would have me killed, or the very powerful people. She never names Donald Trump. She never gets quite there. It's all very on the nose for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me read 3 paragraphs from this, 2.5 actually, and then I'm going to get to her tweets, which are really, as you would expect, batshit bananas crazy. Marjorie Taylor Greene unsettled her supporters on Saturday after posting a message to her personal Twitter account clarifying that she's, quote, not suicidal. The seemingly out-of-nowhere declaration came just 12 minutes after the Georgia congresswoman posted a long message to her official Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene Twitter account in which she doubled down on her demands for the Jeffrey Epstein files to be released, as fellow Republicans made an 11th hour bid to prevent a House vote on the issue. I'm going to circle back to that. The typically MAGA-aligned lawmaker is notably one of only 4 Republican House members who has signed onto the discharge petition, which she fears could put her in danger, and is what the follow-up post was about. We'll get to that, but really quickly, why are Republicans fighting so hard to keep the Epstein files from being released? Donald Trump claims there's nothing to see here. Maybe he just means by that, there's nothing for you to see here. We're not going to let you see it, so there's nothing to see. But why would they're threatening other members of the House of Representatives, other Republicans. They're threatening to remove them from their committee assignments. They're making physical threats against other Republicans in order that they won't vote to have the Epstein files released. What's in there that they're so afraid of? I don't know, but here's the tweet. 11:15 a.m. yesterday. "I am not suicidal," she starts it out, "and one of the happiest, healthiest people you will meet. I have full faith in God, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. As a sinner, I am only saved through his grace and mercy." With that said, that's not like a caveat. Why did you need to go through all of that? Is this like your last rites, Marge? With that said, if something happens to me, I ask you all to find out which foreign government or powerful people would take heinous actions to stop the information from coming out. Not about this issue, but because of the truth that I have been speaking. What? The people understand what I'm saying. She's indicating without indicating it. She's saying it without saying it, that she fears what powerful people would want her silent over her wanting the Jeffrey Epstein files released. What foreign people? You're talking about Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And this tweet came just minutes, as explained by the Daily Beast. I'm not going to read the entire droning nonsense, but this is what she said. The follow-up, like, oh shit, maybe I better cover myself, let people know I don't want to kill myself in case I end up getting Vladimir Putin'd and tossed out a window. A lot of people with bad balance in Russia, you know. To be clear, she said, to set the record straight on my support for the Massey Epstein discharge petition, I stand with girls and women who are sexually abused and raped. Period. Every time. At all times, she says. For me, it's not about a pissing contest between political parties or political enemies. The Epstein rape and pedophile network must be exposed, says the woman who stands in support of a man who's listed dozens, if not hundreds of times in the document that outlines the Epstein rape and pedophile network. Donald Trump very likely he is certainly a credibly accused member of the Epstein rape and pedophile network. And yet she wants it both ways. She wants to assuage the QAnon element of MAGA, and she wants to also keep her allegiances and sidling up to privileges with Donald Trump and that element of the MAGA crowd. You know, it's bifurcated. It's not one solid, unified movement. Because for so long, MAGA world and QAnon has said the storm is coming. They're going to be rounding up these pedophiles. And now we find, after them calling for the release of the Epstein files, and then all of a sudden, not so much. It's kind of hard to deny that. I mean, look, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she is a conspiracy theorist, is probably among the camp that thinks Charlie Kirk was killed because of his opposition to keeping the files secret. He vacillated. He went from yes, release the files, to no, there's nothing to see here, going back to release them. It's kind of the same thing as Marjorie Taylor Greene. So in her brain that connects all the dots that don't need to be connected, she likely thinks that Charlie, I have no idea. I don't know if likely or it's possible. We'll just say it's possible. Maybe not probable, but it's certainly possible that she believes Charlie Kirk was assassinated because of his involvement in calling for the Jeffrey Epstein files to be released. I have no idea. But this is what happens when you put conspiracy theorists in office. This is what happens when you elect stupid people to high office. You have to contend with this. You have to, rather than dealing with stories about the government shutdown and about funding the government and in which ways we fund the government and which ideologies we put in place to protect people, to feed people, to clothe people, to make the sick well again. Instead of that, you deal with this kind of shit. Because she's not interested in a well-oiled government that protects everybody. She's not dedicated to the prospect of equal justice under the law. No. She's a saber-rattling psychopath who wants attention for herself, clout for herself. Millions of views on this tweet, clicks on this tweet. And the reason I'm giving her those clicks, the reason I'm giving her that attention is because I have had a clarion call for months and months and months, years and years and years, to stop electing stupid people to high office. We need to get back to attending to the business of the people. And this is not the business of the people. Her whips conspiracy theorists into a frenzy. I'm not suicidal, says a sitting United States Congresswoman. Come on, Georgia, get your shit together. What do you think about this? I invite you to this conversation after you've subscribed on YouTube and liked and followed the Facebook page. Go ahead, comment below, or you can call the voicemail line and leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another.